My friend ruined several people's lives, and I'm glad he did. Junior year, my roommate got expelled. 3 guys in his graduate program reported him for academic fraud, said he plagiarized the core methodology in his thesis research. He hadn't. They had. They took his original work, repackaged it, and filed the complaint against him first. By the time any investigation started, they had already submitted their own papers using his framework and were positioned as the credible ones. He was the guy under review. He withdrew before the hearing was even finished, packed his apartment in 2 days, moved back to his parents' place 3 states away. He'd spent 3 years on that research, turned down 2 job offers to stay in his program, and was 1 semester from finishing a full-ride scholarship, all of it gone in about 2 weeks. I was furious. I filed a complaint myself, laid out every conversation I'd had with my roommate about his work, every timeline I could reconstruct. They acknowledged it and did nothing. Those 3 graduated on schedule. One of them won a departmental award. I watched him shake the dean's hand at a ceremony I had to attend, and had to walk outside because I couldn't keep looking at it. My friend was in the same program, different track, but he knew the people involved and knew how the department worked. When I vented, he mostly just listened, asked a few specific questions. What lab they were affiliated with, who was their shared advisor, had my roommate kept any of his original draft files. I thought he was just being thorough. I didn't think much of it. 2 years went by. I stopped talking about it because there was nothing left to say. Then he texted me on a random Tuesday night, no context, just, "Hey, you remember those 3?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Check their LinkedIn." So I did, right there on my couch. And things were noticeably different from the last time I'd looked. The first guy had been quietly dropped from a prestigious research lab about 8 months after graduation. No public statement, just a gap in his profile, and then a vague consulting role that didn't match his specialization. I found a forum post mentioning the lab received an anonymous tip flagging inconsistencies between his published methodology and earlier documentation with time-stamped files. The lab distanced themselves fast. The second guy failed his doctoral qualifying exam twice. In his field, that almost never happens. His advisor officially stepped back from supervising him, which is a significant signal in academic circles. His study cohort had stopped including him in their collaborative prep sessions. He fell behind and never came back. The third got hit with a legitimate plagiarism charge on a completely separate project, lost his funding, lost his departmental standing. His last LinkedIn post had the strained energy of someone trying hard to frame a bad situation as a pivot. None of them were in research anymore. I called my friend the moment I processed what I was seeing. He answered on the second ring like he'd been waiting, which I found out he had. He talked for almost an hour. He'd started the night my roommate withdrew, spent months building a complete picture, tracking their publications, cross-referencing submission dates, pulling every publicly available document he could find. He reached out carefully to people in adjacent labs, never accusatory, just asking questions about timelines and collaborations. He found what he needed about 4 months in. The original draft files my roommate had sent him for early feedback before any of this happened had embedded metadata, creation dates, edit histories, author tags, proof that the framework those 3 published under their own names existed in my roommate's files well over a year before they ever touched it. He didn't send it to the university. He'd watched the university do nothing already. He sent it to the right people at the right time with no fingerprints on it. A lab reviewing a potential hire, a journal editor processing a submission, an advisor evaluating a student mid-qualifying. People who had both the ability and the professional reason to act on what they were seeing. No fabricated rumors, no false information. Every document was real. Every flag he raised already existed. He just made sure it landed in front of people who would actually do something with it. Then he sent me the folder, years of it, organized by date, time-stamped original drafts, metadata exports, submission records, an airtight record of exactly who created what and when. I asked him why he never sent it to my roommate. He was quiet for a second, then he said it wouldn't give him his life back. The scholarship was gone, the 3 years were gone, sending him the folder would just reopen everything without fixing anything. So he never told him. He just made sure the people who stole from him built their careers on ground that would give way. And it did.